Hey everybody, Professor Paget here. So grateful and excited that you're a part of Presenting to Faith in the Modern World. This course is a highly practical, tangible, kind of boots on the ground course. It's for you, people who are already doing ministry in the field or who are wanting to do ministry in the field. Those of you who are out there working in parishes, in dioceses, youth programs, you know that people are messy. And ultimately, I want us to look at this course maybe a little bit differently than what you would normally do with a distance course. This is highly interactive with one another. And ultimately, I'm not interested in us building up straw men so we can just quickly blow them down and have everything, super easy, nicely packaged. What I find is that people are very messy and going through very difficult and deep struggles. And what they need is Christ presented to them in a way that makes a real difference. In other words, I don't want us to hold on to an idealized version of our faith. I'd rather us hold on to the reality of Christ loving us in our mess and then presenting that Jesus to the people that we minister to. I think in a lot of ways that being taught in a course such as this, it's a very beautiful gift because you're going to have a chance to hear from your fellow peers, people in the field of ministry or people working among folks who do not share the same beliefs, and you're going to realize that you're not alone in that struggle. So each of the course weeks are unpacked in a way that would allow you to process a bunch of information, a lot of different views, and in fact then go out, do a little research, and present that to the class as well. So while we will give you the church's teaching, I'm more interested in us wrestling with the things that you will encounter out there in a parish, in a diocese on a regular basis. So here's a couple things to remember. One, you can't separate a person from doctrine. Here's what I mean. It's easy to have a perfect theology and a perfect doctrine set up in your mind. Where that rubber meets the road, where the doctrine encounters the person in a difficult scenario, that's where real ministry can happen. So we're not going to compromise the truth, but we have to be able to see that person in order to properly, I think, do ministry. So for example, we can have a great understanding of what the church says about divorce and remarriage, but we have to remember that the person that we're encountering who may be divorced or getting a divorce, what they need is, yes, the teachings of the church, but also love, even if they don't do what we want them to do. And so that's a big part of this course is ultimately, what's our end game? What's the end goal? If the end goal is to minister to people who are struggling, who are not like us, who haven't made decisions like we wish that they would, then ultimately we have to recognize that we have to love them anyways. It reminds me of 1 Corinthians 13, right? Where if we speak the truth but have no love, we're a resounding gong and a clanging cymbal. We have to be people who are willing to love others even when they are not embracing our understanding, our worldview, our theology. It's not nominalism in terms of everybody can just do what they want and they're going to somehow achieve or come to the same God. And that's not relativism where you can believe what you want and I'll believe what I want. Ultimately, what we're saying here is that there is that one truth. And for those times that it's explicitly clear, we'll share that, but we'll share that with great love, knowing that some people might struggle on their journey to embracing that whole truth. In addition, there are sometimes things that are not clearly spelled out for us, and we need to be charitable in those moments as well. So this course, it's probably going to bother some of you a little bit because there'll be certain things that aren't just neatly packaged at the end of each week, and that's intentional. It's meant to get dialogue going, and it's meant to maybe open up some thoughts. It's certainly not because we're trying to present to you something that's different and contrary to the faith. Not at all. We'll always settle with what the church says because we're Catholic. So enjoy the course.